Benjamin Turman brought his family to Indiana Territory in 1810 and established a farm along the creek that now bears the Turman name in present-day Sullivan County. With the help of his sons, Turman built a blockhouse directly west of a prehistoric Indian mound near the junction of the Wea and Ontario Indian Trails. From this time forward, the prairie, creek, and township bore the Turman name. Constructed of logs, stone, and clay with clapboards, the blockhouse had thatched roofs and floors composed of puncheon, bark, and sand. To the east of the blockhouse was Big Spring, which supplied fresh water for settlers and soldiers alike. When William Henry Harrison marched his troops from Fort Knox up the Wea Indian Trail, now known as the Harrison Road, they camped at Big Spring on September 29, 1811. Harrison and his men were en route to Terre Haute, where they constructed Fort Harrison between October 3rd and 26th, 1811. From Fort Harrison, they marched north to the Battle of Tippecanoe on November 7th of the same year. Following the Battle of Tippecanoe, Harrison met with Governor Isaac Shelby of Kentucky, Governor Ninian Edwards of Illinois, and military officers and engineers. Together they planned a system of forts located between Fort Harrison to the north and Fort Knox to the south that would serve as a defensive line against the British. Should Fort Harrison fall into enemy hands, the advance to New Orleans would be protected. This network of defensive forts radiated out from the main command post, Halfway Fort, situated in Gill Township, Sullivan County. As its name implies, Halfway Fort stood midway between Fort Knox in Vincennes and Fort Harrison in Terre Haute. Because of the intersection of the Wea and Ontario Indian Trails, the area was considered of strategic value and had been used as a place of encampment by Major John Francis Hamtramck in the fall of 1790. Located approximately 8 miles north of Halfway Fort, the Turman Blockhouse was taken over by the United States government in 1812, enlarged, and renamed Fort Turman. Soldiers reconstructed the original blockhouse, and the surrounding area was enclosed by a timber stockade. The fort became the headquarters for scouts and spies and served as a garrison for rangers patrolling the Ontario and Wea Trails. Within the stockade were many barns and storage buildings to accommodate the men, horses, and supplies necessary for the operation of a busy military installation. Not only did Fort Turman provide protection and a resting place for troops, it played a key role in the relay of intelligence and information between the outposts. Fort Turman also served as an important supply depot. After the cessation of hostilities in 1816, the U.S. government closed the fort and sold the land to Benjamin Turman on September 10th. The fort was dismantled and the timbers used to augment the Turman House. Benjamin Turman died in 1818. He and his wife Sarah are buried on top of the Indian Mound in what is now the Man Turman Cemetery.